part 2 of Rainbow Warriors with Blue Thunder.
This is a visit with a person of high strangeness. My name is Elijah Sanchez, and this is part 2 of Rainbow Warriors, and I will be your tour guide for today.
Didn't take very long, did it?
No?
Yeah, just 1 week. Let's refresh their memory just a little bit. The story is about the valley not having any water.
It's in drought.
In drought.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to spend millions of dollars
With cloud seed.
with cloud seeding. Somewhere along the line they met Blue Thunder.
Yeah.
And he said, don't do that. I can fix that for you.
Because you're poisoning the land and the animals.
Yeah. So last week we saw a councilwoman talking, and several people that you wouldn't think that
they wouldn't believe them, or
they wouldn't think like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this week it's kind of it shows more of how it works, what he did, and what he accomplished, and we will run into some of the people again that we met last week, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had some thoughts on that?
On the Rainbow Warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple thoughts. I thought it was kind of cool how he used the drum to send the vibrations to the earth to keep the heartbeat going. And I also thought it was interesting how every color of lightning means something else. Like, it's giving to the earth. Like, if it's pink lightning, then it's sending love to the earth.
You actually remember the colors, I don't.
And then all I heard was pink and blue meant it was sending wisdom to the earth.
Yeah. Well, you know, I have this lamp.
Yeah.
That I sort of programmed. We showed to him at the end, huh?
Yeah.
I programmed what color I wanted what to be. And sometimes I sit here and it just flips to...
Yeah.
See, last time you were here, it went orange all the way, you know. And so kind of shows us how we can program everything, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. So how cool is that? So this time the insert deals with mostly ceremony. And they even brought in Aztec dances.
Yeah, from Mexico.
Had you ever seen any?
I've never seen Aztec dancers.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that was really cool.
And we talking in the past tense because we just watched the clip, and so
Yeah.
so the friends, they getting ready to watch it, you know. Yeah, and like we were talking about, the way I met Blue Thunder was I went somewhere and there was this crystal that called me. So I'm standing there talking to the crystal. And he said, the crystal's talking to you? I told him, yeah. And he said, what does it say? Because when we have things like that, they're personal.
Yeah, they're only supposed to talk to their owner, basically.
Yeah, and that's how this whole thing was going. And you say you go for walks? What are your thoughts when you do that?
Well, I just think peaceful. I kind of let everything, like the drama and stress, just like don't think about it. Just admire the trees, the animals, and nature.
Do you know what the word meditation means?
Not really.
Okay, this might not be everybody's interpretation, but my interpretation of meditation is when you clear your mind and you leave it open to other things. Some people have to sit and really concentrate. I can go shopping and think about other things. So would you say you're meditating?
Yeah, I guess if you can put it that way. I meditate, I guess, when I walk through the woods. Because I'm peaceful and I'm calm.
You see, if I sit here and meditate, you know what happens to me?
Huh.
I go to sleep. Yeah. So, you've been in Washington how long?
2 years.
What do you think?
Of Washington? It rains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not used to that because in South Dakota it doesn't rain that much. And the forests are a lot different here. They're more kind of like a lot of moss and ferns. When in South Dakota it's all like kind of dry forest. Like a lot of pine trees and
Wind.
Yeah, wind.
Wind. I came through the Badlands one time, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was too dangerous to. I didn't know. I came through there in April. It was in an RV. That wasn't a good time of year to go there. Yeah.
The Badlands are really cool.
Cool, nah?
Mhm.
There's a little place down in Oregon. Looks like the Badlands. Just for a few miles. Yeah. So, given a choice, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you're 25.
Mhm.
Where do you think you want to live?
I want to live in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
How do you get to Colorado?
How would I get to Colorado?
No. But I mean, why Colorado?
Because it snows a lot there, and I like the snow. And there's a lot of diverse animals, and the people are nice there. And Colorado, I don't know, the air there is kind of refreshing and
Thin.
and there's a lot of mountains to admire, and you can go hiking and snowboarding and skiing.
Well, last week you told us you want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
What's your second choice?
My second choice would probably be I never really thought about a second choice. Veterinarian has always been in my mind. Because I've always wanted to help out animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in some places they treat animals better than people, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting. So, let's see. Should we point out anything about the clip or?
About the clip?
You wanna play the clip now, or you wanna get a lead in, or?
We can play the clip now if you want.
Yeah, it's your show today.
Mhm.
What do you want to do?
Let's play the clip.
We play the clip?
Yeah.
See you later, huh?
See you later.
Across the way, the Big Bear transfer station, and so this is where the trash is being covered. So the trash is there and it has illness and sickness within it. So this takes the earth out of vibration, which is adding to the problem of the droughts. We're practicing earth wisdom, earth knowledge. No matter what culture, what teaching, whatever we have received, it's the same. Tradition is asking for the right to move a little rock or a stone or a grass, is to ask for permission. This whole mountain still needs lots of help. So when I leave, my messages are for people to begin to be the practitioners and fix the land that's needed. We're going to do the ceremony to connect to the mist. The mist is electrical energy. I knew that this mountain was going to be a very powerful mountain to heal, so we needed all the help we can. So with prayers and thoughts and intentions, sent the message to the Great Spirit to send the helpers in. So what we have this morning is this mist that's surrounding Sugarloaf. This is the energy that will hold things together, and as we talk about consciousness, we'll put our thoughts and sound into these clouds. It encircles this whole mountain, touches the water, the springs, the trees, the rocks, the animals, and the humans. This energy is what we are. That cloud is electrical energy. That's what I am. That's what each and every one is. It's spirit. We all hold spirit. We begin to understand this, the whole earth comes into peace. And right now, this is what will bring harmony to the whole earth. It's not a mystery at all. It's only understanding how it works. Nothing is a mystery. Everything is wisdom. The ravens, they're black, and so any darkness around us, they come in and clear the darkness off. So they follow me wherever I've been going. So they keep the dark energies or the dark spirits, and they clear it and clean it off. And this is what they're doing. Because everything works together. They help us, we help them. This is the way it works. The awakening of the Rainbow Warriors would come to life at this time, with the new dreams and visions to speak about the rainbows. The Rainbow Warriors are us who work with the knowledge and the wisdom of the earth at this time to speak about why that tree has water in it, why it radiates with the rainbows, and why it's electrical energy, and why the electrical energy goes into the roots, and the roots is the water which has electrical shock that touches the quartz crystal, that energizes the quartz crystal to send the electrical blanket across the earth with electrical field that goes into our feet, that goes into the plants and makes the flowers grow, makes the trees grow, the animals connect to it, they grow, the insects grow from the energy, everything grows from spirit. We're all spirit, we're all electrical energy, and we're all water. Understanding water becomes a great knowledge and wisdom. When we know this kind of wisdom, we know why it's so important not to cut the trees down. The dead trees here have sent a message not to touch them. Why? And the tree said, tell them this, that that tree still holds electrical magnetic energy. It's like a lightning rod standing there. And when the mountains get out of harmony, the electricity needs to come back into these peaks. So what's happening up here? Lightning. Why is lightning needed here? It's like a dead man falls down, a heart attack or a woman. So they take the two electrical nodes and they stick it on that person's chest. It goes doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And their heart starts beating, their water starts circulating. It means the blood. So that's the lightning. It's shooting into the earth, repairing and fixing it, what the humans are doing every day by disconnecting it down below. And so it recharges again. If you happen to be in an area where it's being recharged, you got to be careful because you might get enlightened, knocked down by the lightning, and then have to be restored. Then pretty soon when you wake up, hey, I'm hearing voices. I think I can see the angels. Well, exactly, that's what happened. They got put back into order. So now they're beginning to understand everything holds a consciousness. It's very powerful. It's the wisdom and the knowledge of the earth is that electrical energy. So the trees, they've been enlightened when they've been struck with lightning, and they hold the energy in the earth, so they were picked to keep the earth sacred. And so that tree that's standing over there dead is important because it's still holding the energy that's needed. If you cut that tree down, right where you cut it off is, the light leaks out, the light force leaks out, the lifeblood of the earth. What we're doing is sealing the holes on the earth that was done with the mining and the development, to the gold, to the silver, to the clay, to the uranium, to all of the things that's done on this mountain. Is the holes that have drilled into the side of the mountains, causing the earth to go out of harmony and out of balance. So she has a high fever and she's sick. It's because of man's manipulation and not understanding the truth and how these things happen to the earth. So these are some of the messages that we'd like people to begin to understand and to stop these things, like what's going on in Alaska, cutting the trees down, cutting a hole in the earth, and developing that area will change the North Pole. And with the earth's out of balance already and they start doing those things, ooh.
This year has been kind of a really interesting year. I had an opportunity to take my granddaughter up to Dry Lake in the second week in July, and almost always that lake is, hence the name, dry. This year it was just brimming full, and the snowpack was all the way down to the lake from the top of San Gorgonio, and that is really unusual. 2 weeks later, we took a trip up to Dollar Lake. This is like the third week in July, almost the 1st of August, and there were icebergs, literally little icebergs in this little lake, and it was phenomenal because part of a little bit of a glacier that had developed from the snowpack coming down into that lake basin. And it was a really unique situation because usually this time of year when we're back up into that high country, it's pretty dry. Maybe the major streams have a little trickle in them. This year the major streams were flowing in July and August. In fact, they're still up there. We were up there, now we're looking at the first week in November. We were up there just last week, and there's still an abundance of water in all the minor streams, which is really impressive to us because the vegetation is really full and the wildlife is a little more plentiful than it has been in the past. So yeah, things are really looking great, and this has been a really good year for us. I would say it's been at least 15 years that I know of when we've had snow year-round on that peak, and the streams have been flowing the way they have.
All right, top of the world, almost 10,000 feet up here, they say. This is the top of Sugarloaf, and this is where we're going to do the ceremony now. And beautiful place up here. We're on cloud 9, the clouds are surrounding us. Beautiful. So right now you can't see Big Bear down that way. It's all souped in with the white clouds. These clouds hold electrical energy, this mist. And when we vibrate, put our thoughts in, we're going to heal this mountain, and we're going to heal a lot of the land out there, the trees. This is how consciousness works. We start drumming and singing and vibrating for about 4 songs. That sets the intentions and sets the electrical charge back in this mountain up here again. And the vibration of our thoughts put this mountain back into harmony. That means it starts vibrating at the same vibration the sun does. We vibrate the same way the sun does, but when the vibration of the mountain goes away, it's when they mine and develop and shake it with bombing, bad words, anger, and hatred. If we continue to have love and peace and walking in great manners and don't argue and don't fight on these places, we have harmony. That means the vibration is clear, clean, and pure. Consciousness is held by water, but it's also held by the rest of the elements. The earth is the soil, the rocks, the wind is the same thing, the mist, and then you got the fire. The fire is electrical energy that's in the surface. which also turns into be the volcanoes. This is how the earth works, and we forgot because of what has taken place in history. It's not pointing fingers at anyone. It's now we can retrace, go backwards, see what happened, and know why this is what it is, and then go forward. And that's what we're doing in Big Bear in these mountains, energizing these mountains, harmonizing these peaks, so that snow will come back here, so the rivers will run 24/7, the springs will run, and the rains will be here. Understand Mother Nature, that she is our mother and we're only her children. No one owns the earth. If her heartbeat stops, so does ours. We continue to keep draining the energy from her, electrical magnetic energy, her heartbeat will stop. That means she's died. When she dies, no more life on the earth. And when we listen to the heart, ask the heart what's real, what's right, the heart tells us. But if we ask the mind, we've been taught to rationalize, and we rationalize so much that we make a lie into truth. And this is how greed, anger, hate, judgments come and causes the dysfunction to destroy Mother Nature. Heal this whole mountain everywhere, all in this whole top. You know what's wrong. You've been here, you lived here for so many years. You know the history, you know what's taken place. I ask you to do that. And when you can do those kinds of things, you heal your mountain. You heal yourselves, thinking real clear. The white light of the sun is in here now, and when it hits us, we're crystals. We're made of water. When we use us as a crystal, it becomes very crystal clear within us, releasing any anger, hate, jealousy, then become peaceful. The question came to Dr. Emoto when he was here last. Well, when you clear the water, how long does it take to clear the water? He said it depends on the person. It depends how peaceful the person is. Those people who have that can instantly clear the water and turn it pure. Those who are dark with anger and hatred, it'll take them a lot longer to do what that person can do within a split second. So when we come here and we're very clear with our thought, you can imagine what we can do here, just 4 of us. Because we multiply it when the sun's coming in, and then with the stones we're going to use, these crystals, this is how the earth works. We only came to the earth to understand love and peace and harmony, to live in a beautiful way. Not for greed, not for anger, not for hatred, but to come and do what we're doing today, live in peace and harmony. Then when the rain and the snow and all that comes, we have food in abundance. If we reach down inside ourselves and ask for the truth, it boils forth and says, there's something familiar. And then we begin to remember. That's what it's all about. Love, peace, and harmony, living in trust and honor, and living in a beautiful manner, treating each other as brothers and sisters. 5 is the 5 fingers. 5 fingers comes together, makes 10, makes a whole. When we begin to know white light, how it works, how purity works, how thoughts work, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to put white light into the earth and store it and charge the earth and ask for harmony and peace and love through this valley and erase any negativity of the cowboys fighting, of the rustlers fighting over land, fighting over water, fighting over women, prostitution, mining, etc. Everything that took place in this valley, we're going to ask for it to erase that thought form from the earth that it never existed here, so it can be back to normal and in peace. When we do that, what happens? We get snow, rain, the springs open, and then we have a beautiful place. So I ask our Father to be with us, to bless this land, to the earth, the wind, the fire, and the water, to release all the negativity that has taken place, and to bring things back into harmony with the beautiful sounds of the songbirds, the wolf, the coyote, the deer, the elk. The sound that they make is a sound that keeps the earth in harmony, and those sounds are missing. And we pray that they come back so that they can all work together in nature, how it works. Much blessings for the squirrels, for the trees that need help because of the blue fungus and the infection that was caused by the chemicals that went into the earth. By blessing the earth, Father Creator, and Mother Earth, we love you very much. Help us. Listen to us today. Bring forth your wisdom and your energies that manifest what we want in peace and love and harmony, having trust and faith as brother to brother. The black, the white, and the yellow and red have turned away from each other, and I pray that they will turn around and face each other and look in the eyes of each other and forgive each other and know that it wasn't our fault for whatever happened. And I ask you to do this for this whole area, Father. You send this message to them through the sky and through the sun and through the moon, through the stars, and asking Mother Earth to do the same. Bring the highest vibration that they can through the sun. You are life, you are the light. You are the way of bringing the sacredness back to the earth. May I thank you for doing that today. Through the sacred stones of the earth magnets and all the stones that they listen and they hear. And the wind listens, the trees listen. I ask them to help us too. Much blessings for them. I thank Mother for doing these things for us. And Father, I offer this again with love and honor and respect and ask for blessings for the ancestors who are watching us. I ask for these prayers to go into the clouds, into the mist. Oh. All around the world, through the water, same message for peace and love and harmony. So before you dig into the earth, we're supposed to give something, so we gave prayers. And that way, when I dig this hole, it doesn't leak light. Because I said the prayer, so it doesn't leak the energy. That's how it works. And if we go out there and dig a hole, like a mine, or dig a post hole, put the pole in, the energy's leaking out. What can thousands of us do together? One mind, one heart, one thought to the earth. We can clear it and cleanse it and clear all the pollution. The messages that came to me says this: when the water comes back, the water is to be shared freely with everyone. We have wisdom and truth of how things work, how the energy works. The mind is electrical energy and is connected by the sun and makes it work. Our computer. If we're out of order and we have hate and the sun comes in, we'll be 5 times hateful, 20 times or 100. If we're suicidal or murderers, the thought will rise 100 times over. If we think we're sick today, that's our thoughts. We thought that thought, we will be sick. If we think we're not sick, we won't be sick. Thoughts is what makes everything. Harmony or peace, because we create our own heaven or our own hells. And today we're going to create a heavenly place. And some of the stones have the messages how to do the ceremonies. Pick up the stone would talk to us because it's a crystal like a computer, and it would tell us all what we needed to know. But before you could hear that, you would have to have peace in your heart, peace in your body, not judgment, and then you would learn that. That's how we know it. Well, my mother's a Paiute, and she comes from the bear clans. That means we work with the bears. The bear is very powerful. And my father is a yellow hand, and so the yellow hands heal sicknesses. When we brought the water here, a blue bear came here. And then we asked for more help. White polar bear showed up, and he had these 2 baskets, this bear. And he asked the people to put their prayers in the baskets, and he would take them to the north. And then on the news it said, this is very strange, a phenomenon has happened. The solar express winds of the north has entered into California. This has never happened before. Well, why did it happen? Because the polar bear came. The bear is very important. He's the one who works with the weather, and the weather is spiritual, and it's our thoughts, and those spirits, they help us. So that bear went to the north. If you watch the weather patterns on TV, you see him spiraling around that circle. And so the wheel's still spinning, the energy. Every cell is connected, but it's the water that holds our cells together. On the earth, it's the same thing. It's the water that holds it together. The circles within circles, because the earth is circles and circles. We repair the circles. And so when we're doing our thoughts and drumming, because it's electrical energy like we put around this, the clouds circled around the mountain. This is what's helping the mountain. That's how it works.
When I was really young, I joined a scout group that honored and studied North American Indian. One of the ceremonies when I was inducted into the tribe was close our eyes, try to envision ourselves in the world, and we leaned over a sand painting and we dropped an arrowhead out of our mouth. Basically, it was a representation of the world, and I landed in the water. I never understood it, and events took place that put me in a position to bring back the enjoyment of the water at Panhot Springs. This was something that I was supposed to find. I wanted to talk to any of the local tribes about stories of ancient burial grounds possibly out there, or a village out there. I included Morongo and San Manuel. I really wanted to learn from them information and knowledge about the springs and how they were utilized and what they meant to the people. And I wanted to honor those things, wanted to incorporate those things.
Circles within circles. 4 directions. What's above is below. What we did below here is what we did up there. Last time there was a polar bear that came to the ceremony, and this year again invited this spiritual bear to come. And it was carrying a basket and asked us to put our offerings in the basket. And it would take it to the North Pole, to the bear constellation, talk to the bears, the polar bear. There's a big white bear that came, and it's here again. So we asked the white bear to do this. So we call upon the white bear at this time to bring the blessing to the north, to the ancestors of the north, and to bring this power that we're looking for, of the blessings for the water to come, to the springs, to the rains, to the water aquifers, to the peaks of the mountains, to make them white with snow, which represents the milk of Mother Earth that brings us new life and new breath and rebirth. So I pray that the Great Spirit will do this for all of us, from the breasts of our Mother Earth, her mounds and her breasts up there. I ask them to fill up with the whiteness of the sacredness, and to take these messages to the Great Spirit, to the bear clans and the bear nations, to bring upon great snow and strength and wisdom that we're all needing within our minds and our hearts, is this white strength called sacredness. Take an offering, put your prayers and thoughts on it, and think about it. Keep our great thoughts and wisdom and clarity about us, because what we're doing, we are going to manifest what's needed. And that bear will come take these, and our prayers and thoughts will go in the fire. As soon as we pour the offerings into the fire, it will rise, and the north winds will catch it, and the messages are out, and the bear takes it. That's how it works. Gotten any messages or dreams or visions, I ask respectfully that you share these messages with us, because they're very important messages, because we are the dreamers of the future. With our messages that the ancestors send to us is within us all, they bring peace and wisdom and clarity. These two candles right here represents the male and the female. On the left-hand side is the feminine and the masculine. So these two colors, they work together, representing the heartbeat and all creation.
Venadito azul, venadito
like this to go on every day for us to do this kind of stuff, and then just go out and gather food and come back and enjoy each other. It used to be that way one time, and we're going to go back to some of these ways again in the future. So I pray that all of us will come into peace again.
Well, I've been helping Fred fix his well ever since 1999 when I married his daughter.
I was having problems with it occasionally. Every year I had to pull it out and add an extra 10 feet to it or an extra 20 feet to it and put it back in. And then that summer it would go down even lower.
The well kept sucking up a lot of dirt. It's quite a job. There's a lot of work to it and pulling up all the pipe. I'm a pretty skeptical person, and I didn't really buy into the whole Blue Thunder changing things around here.
After we started the cleansing of the mountains and the peaks back in November of '05, my well, about a week later, starts artesianing. And my well has never artesianed.
Fred called me up and said, "We're not going to have a problem with the well anymore, Will." And I said, "Why not?" He said, "Well, it's artesianing now." And what that means is it means that water is actually squirting out of the top of the well. It went from being between 60 and 80 feet down to actually squirting out of the top of the well.
Since that time, my water levels have stayed up.
That made an instant believer out of me.
We're a unique ecological environment in that we are, the airport level is 6,750 feet. Then you have the ski areas that are going to go up, of course, higher than that. And basically, it's a valley, and it's a mountain valley, and it's a bowl. So the water that we drink, the water that is in our aquifers, is the water that comes from the rain. We don't have any other water pumped in here. So currently what's happening in our community is that because of our concern that there will not be enough water for future needs, BARWA, the Regional Wastewater Agency, has proposed to do an aquifer recharge program, which would involve taking highly treated sewage water, mixing it 50-50 with potable water and putting it back into the ground and then pumping it back out of the aquifer. This is an exceedingly expensive project. And frankly, myself, I really don't want to drink highly treated wastewater. It's going to be hard for me to accept that it's cleaner than the water we have now.
Living here for like the 59 years, 58 years that I've lived here, you know, and I grew up chasing squirrels around, and I was walking in the same areas that I walked in when I was a kid growing up. There was nothing there but just brush and trees. Those same areas now being hundreds of houses, and all of those areas completely gone. Development and mining and subdivisions and minor subdivisions and building that we have is taking away from the resources, the water that we do have here.
We have absolutely uncontrolled growth in building. And anybody that wants to build, it's yes, 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 and bigger the better and the faster. And so now we're running out of water. We're digging in and plowing and shoving aside nature and putting in, parking lots and houses.
I would like to see these agencies think outside the box. And for example, with the cloud seeding, the thought of bringing someone in with indigenous knowledge was not something that any of the agencies had thought of. I believe that the work that Blue Thunder is doing is going to save our community millions of dollars, not even to mention the health benefits of the quality of the water. It's just been such a blessing as far as I'm concerned that we were able to meet Blue Thunder back last year. We met September 10th, I think, and by November 20th, the cloud seeding was not going to happen. The medicine wheel was done. We had tons of precipitation. It was just phenomenal.
My concerns now are that I'd like to see what started a year ago with Blue Thunder to continue. That we've got this marvelous land here, and that we do what we can to restore balance. But it seems with all this science, modern man doesn't really know where to turn. And perhaps maybe the best way to turn is to the traditions and knowledges of the land, of the ancient peoples, the caretakers of the land that were here before. And Blue Thunder has brought these knowledges and these traditions to us in a way to help bring balance to our land and to help teach us how to maintain the land as our ancestors had once done.
me, the thing that really highlighted was the energy that was created when we sat around your little medicine wheels, but only the 3 or 4 of us, and it actually made the hair on the back of my neck kind of stand up a little. And when you could feel the wind start blowing, and you know there wasn't any wind prior.
The energy of the environment around us.
That was just pretty
lighten up.
pretty monumental for me.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm sitting right there thinking, I don't know, and then all of a sudden you know what? I think maybe I do know. And all these things that you thought about were actually happening.
These medicine wheel ceremonies that we had were very helpful and very enlightening for myself, not ever being around something like this in my life before.
I think we're just starting to appreciate, Fred's always been this way, and myself as well, but I think more so, just appreciating what we have here, and the fact that, you know, we really do need to take care of it. And it doesn't mean, in my opinion, going overboard, but I want to be able to pass some of this on, not only to my grandson. One of the things I tell my grandson when I take him, he said, well, why are we doing this, Grandpa? I said, so that you will be able to do the same thing for your grandchildren, and they for their grandchildren. And it even makes this 8-year-old kid start thinking about what period of time we're talking about. You want to be able to preserve some of this stuff and still be able to get along with folks, you know. But I want to be able to see this, and I want to be able to have my grandchildren see it as well and appreciate it.
We decided it was time to meet monthly and really take part in ceremony. And part of that, again, thankful to Blue Thunder, he was really telling us, this is your valley. It's time to be stewards. And so it's time for you to step up and take a role here. There was a vision that came forward for a group called Earth Heal. And the HEAL part stands for Humanity and Earth Alliance for Life. We continued with monthly ceremonies up until this day. It's just really time that we all take responsibility to be stewards for our Earth. We're working to heal ourselves and to come together in community and bring our efforts forth to bring more wholeness to our planet.
I think that Big Bear has the potential to be a model community. Because we are a self-contained community, we're kind of isolated. This is a place where we could demonstrate the effect of consciousness on the water. If the powers that be in this community in particular would recognize what our man's relationship is with nature, what that stewardship really means. It's not necessary for us to be so heavy-handed with Mother Earth. And this, I'm hoping, is the place where we'll be able to demonstrate that there's another way to do it. And that if we understand, and I believe that Blue Thunder has an amazing, phenomenal understanding of how the Earth operates, that if we could learn at least some of that and make our choices as a community along those lines, that we could do great, great things, and we could show the rest of the world that this can be done. And that is truly my hope. And again, it costs nothing. These ways of doing things do not cost millions and millions of dollars. So I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful about what we can show here.
So what did you think about the flip?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been easier if it was all in one piece, but we couldn't do that because we only have 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not everybody is qualified to do ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not doing, you can really mess up some things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you go to a ceremony, you follow instructions, and like for instance, if you have to make a circle,
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to bend down and break the circle and start drinking water. You interfere with the flow of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talk about the flow of things a little bit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Kinda. Not really.
Not really. Okay. Like last week we were talking about how everything was connected, and I wanted your spin on that.
Well, everything basically is connected. Like, there's a life cycle. Like, the vegetation, the animals eat it, and we eat the animals. So without the plants, the animals can't live, and without the animals, we can't live. Yeah.
I saw in the news, they said they have a question every day, and the question for that day was, what do we, whether we like it or not, eat every day between 2 and 10 off? Well, what do you think it was?
2 and 10? Like, you have to eat at a certain time?
No, whether we like it or not, we just absorb it. They said use the word eat, but it goes into your body.
I don't really get it. Like, everyone eats at 2 to 10.
Yeah, either anywhere from 2 to 10 off for the day.
Well, I don't really know what to think about that.
I didn't either. You know what it is? Pesticide.
Pesticides.
Mhm. So if they keep spraying stuff,
Yeah.
you know, we get pesticided. And back to the clip for just a minute was the people.
Cloud seed?
Yeah, talk about that for a minute.
Oh, well, the main ingredient in the cloud seed was iodine, which is, it's illegal in California, so why would they use it there? Because it's just going to poison the animals, the people, and like the plants. And I don't know why they would use that.
I'm allergic to iodine. Every time myself and anybody goes with me, we always end up in the hospital, every time. But we have chemtrails here too. Have you seen them?
No.
No, they look like beautiful clouds and they dump stuff on you. So you know what I'm gonna do?
So why don't we talk about the lamp?
The lamp. Let's talk about the lamp for a minute. Okay.
When I first came here and I saw the lamp, I'm pretty sure it was orange, and orange meant it was a mellow mood. So nothing really was going on that much. Everyone was just kind of calm and stuff. And I thought it was cool how it doesn't even use light bulbs.
Yeah, it's my conscience. Well, I don't know what it's doing. It's really white on the bottom, but it changes. So when I first got it, it changes with my, not like a mood ring. I programmed it, like they programmed the earth as what to do. Oops, I programmed it and what color I wanted what to be, and so it's a little wiggly here. Turn it to something else, will you please?
How do you turn it to something else?
Just think of something else. Yeah. Still orange. Well, we'll just keep it on the lamp. So what else we want to talk about in loud?
We could talk about ghosts.
Okay, what kind of ghosts?
Any kind of ghosts, because a lot of people don't think they're really that real, but it's like, how can you deny something that's there? It's like trying to deny that a human's there. I mean,
have you ever seen one?
yeah, I've seen a ghost before.
Yeah? Where?
In Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Where I used to live.
They have something there. I forgot what they call them. They stand by trees and things. Is that what you're talking about?
No, well, what happened was, I was in my room playing a game with my brother, and I don't know, but something just sent like a vibe or an urge to me to look in the hallway. And I looked in the hallway and I saw myself, but in a pale white version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like a doppelganger.
Yeah, it was just staring at me, and I was just kind of freaked out, so I called my dad.
And your dad said?
He just said, they're demonic and stuff, but I didn't really think about it that way.
I don't, yeah, no. You know, a lot of people, when we get frightened of something that we don't understand, because the way we taught, so what we don't understand is bad. And unfortunately, that's how it is with people. I'm gonna swing over here for a minute. Ooh, it's still orange.
Longest orange I've ever seen it.
I know it. Weird.
Yeah.
Well, we pause it for a second and see what happens. Red. Wow. It's really red.
Yeah.
Except in the camera, it doesn't look red.
It doesn't?
No.
What color does it look?
Kind of light. Doesn't like camera, so let's make it blue. Actually, it looks like a urinal. It's kind of gross, but I love this lamp. Yeah. Pink. Pink. It's pink. He says, talk about Area 51. Maybe I'll get blue. Oh well, the lamp just isn't gonna do it. I plan on putting it in my bedroom one night to see if it picks up dreams. It won't be blue and it won't be green. So, do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts? Closing thoughts. Maybe we could talk about Blue Thunder more?
Cool.
It's kind of weird to think about. How did they find Blue Thunder?
Green.
Finally. Let's start.
Oh, gee. Yeah, you talk, maybe. Blue Thunder. We wanted it blue, now it's green. You talk loud, so how did they find Blue Thunder?
I don't
The
know.
people?
I don't know really how they found Blue Thunder.
I don't know, but he was supposed to be there, I guess. Just like me. I didn't know they had a Blue Thunder. He's a really, really wonderful person. And
it's kind of cool how we get everyone to believe and like actually follow him, because they were different.
yeah. Yeah. And then I know people, they ask a question, you tell them something and they can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Because you have a different belief system. And no matter what you say, they just
can't get to him.
No, I think it has something to do with trust.
Maybe it does.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But he made them trust him.
Like the woman said, he saved them millions of dollars.
Because after the first time they did it, and they realized that, hey, this is working, and they thought they could trust this guy.
Well, you know how if he comes by here, you actually get to meet him, you know. He's only a little late. He was supposed to be here on the 1st of December.
Yeah.
Do you know what day it is?
I don't know what today is.
I think it's the 13th of January.
Yeah.
So he's a little late. Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah. Sorry, I wiggled your head here. Waiting for this lamp to turn. In the meantime, I have no idea how many minutes we got. So, did you have fun being the host?
Yeah. It was a fun experience.
First time, no?
Yeah.
Cool. So, we'll wait a couple of minutes to see if this lamp turns blue, and I thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Taking us on the journey.
Yeah.
And, what else? See you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, with something. Oh, I know. Next week we're going dancing.
At the powwow?
No, at the Lucky Eagle. We're gonna go dancing. Get away from our computers and dance. But you and me going to the powwow.
Okay.
In February.
It's blue.
It's blue?
Like turquoise.
Well, it's getting there.
Yeah, it's at It is one stubborn lap.
Mm-hmm. And I just wiggled for everybody, so see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Try it again.
You get it?
It's purple now, right?
Yeah.
I know. What could we talk about to turn it blue? Let's talk about the weather. Let's see, talk about talk about the weather. Talk about we relax, be tired. Good thing you didn't leave. Because the rain's pounding again. So rainy.
It's too rainy.
It's too rainy. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful.
Blue.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful.
It's blue.
It's kind of blue.
Does it look blue on the camera?
No.
What's it look?
Don't get no bluer than that.
It's part of why our planet will extend. And if we do our part and use our heart, we'll fill our mission we've had from the start. Miss Lillian, we'd like to thank you for all the fun while you took